Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how all of this began? Not just us, but our planet, our sun, everything. Well, let's take a trip back in time, way back to 4.6 billion years ago. Picture this. There's no Earth, no sun, just a massive swirling cloud of gas and dust floating in the vastness of space. This wasn't just any cloud. It was a stellar nursery, a cosmic giant called a molecular cloud. It was cold, dark, and unimaginably huge, stretching for light years. For millions of years, it just drifted. But then something spectacular happened. Maybe it was a shockwave from a nearby exploding star, a supernova, that gave it a nudge. Whatever the trigger, a part of this cloud began to collapse in on itself. As this section of the cloud collapsed, gravity took over, pulling more and more material toward the center. It started to spin, faster and faster, just like an ice skater pulling in their arms. This spinning motion flattened the cloud into a massive, rotating disk. We call this a protoplanetary disk. At the very center of this spinning disk, the material got incredibly dense and hot. The pressure was immense. As more gas and dust fell inward, the core grew hotter and hotter until, finally, it ignited. A star was born, our sun. This new sun wasn't alone. It was surrounded by that leftover spinning disk of gas and dust. Within this disk, tiny particles started to stick together. Think of it like dust bunnies forming under your bed, but on a cosmic scale. These clumps grew larger, from pebbles to rocks, then to boulders. Through a process called accretion, these boulders smashed into each other, merging and growing into bigger and bigger bodies. We call these planetesimals, the building blocks of planets. Over millions of years, these planetesimals continued to collide and merge. The biggest ones had the strongest gravity and pulled in even more material, clearing out their orbits. In the hotter inner part of the disk, closer to the young sun, rocky planets like Mercury, Venus, and Mars began to take shape. And right there, in that sweet spot, was a third little rock from the sun, destined for something special. This was the birth of our own planet, Earth. But the early Earth was nothing like the blue marble we know today. It was a molten hellscape, a sphere of boiling rock constantly bombarded by asteroids and comets left over from the solar system's formation. One of these impacts was a real game-changer. A Mars-sized object, which we've nicknamed Theia, slammed into the young Earth. The collision was cataclysmic. It blasted a huge amount of molten rock into orbit around our planet. Gravity worked its magic again, pulling this debris together. Over time, it coalesced and cooled to form our constant companion in the sky, the Moon. So, from a quiet cloud of dust to a blazing star, and from tiny dust grains to the rocky world beneath our feet and the moon above our heads. That's the incredible story of our cosmic birth. 4.6 billion years of cosmic history, all leading to this very moment. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this cosmic story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures through space and time. See you in the next video.